All right, Shalom, Makim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And today, I just want to get into a lesson concerning America, which is Babylon the Great, in the scriptures, and how ultimately the Lord uh, speaks on the fate of this place. This is not some random thing that just came about in America. You know, from the technology of this military might, this is all of the Lord's doing. And through the pride of this devil, he actually thinks that he did it on his own. And even in that, he think he's gonna be here forever. But he's sadly mistaken. The scriptures pretty much outlines, the rise and fall of this devil, man. Ultimately, his fate is to be violently overthrown. Matter of fact, let's start off with this. In the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 28, it reads, "But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come." And that evil that has been sown is America. This place is the springboard of wickedness. The source of the wickedness, the stench that's in the air, it comes from somewhere. So the madness that we see, the influence, it comes from America, Babylon the Great. From the LGBSYZ to, the promotion of all these abominable foods, and you got pranks. All these are the things of this devil. It smelled like E, you know? Demon, man. Matter of fact, let's get something real quick. I think that's in Revelation 17. And Revelation 17, and I just started at 1. It reads, "And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon the many waters." So this great whore, going back to America, when you jump down to the 18th verse, it reads, "And the one which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth." Who else could that be but America? This is the only bitch that can throw out sanctions and have military bases in any other country. Whatever the horse says goes. Who else could that be talking about but America? So going back, it said pretty much, I'm going to show you the fate of this bitch. It said, "With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk of the wine of our fornication." Because even on a bigger scale with these other countries, uh, they overthrow their form of government and set up a damn democracy, man. And a democracy, that's a shit show, man. Because it leads to abominable things. They call it human rights, but it's really, you get the green light to be a fucking mo. You know, this is all the things that come with this place. He says, "So he carried me in the spirit into the wilderness." Not the, yeah, matter of fact, let me tell y'all. It says, "And I saw a woman sit upon the scarlet colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stone and pearls. Fucking bitch. Salakia. It says, having a golden cup of her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Yeah, these philosophies, as I mentioned earlier, the democracy. Because so much that come with it. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots, and abominations of the earth. See? Who else could they be talking about but America? The scriptures thoroughly points this place out. Even even those previous kingdoms were like examples of this place. That's why it's also known as Babylon. Confused by mixing, because you would take the ancient Babylonians, they'll feel right at home. The ancient Assyrians, Greeks, Romans, they pretty much this place upholds all these customs. Sodom, in this place, they, you know what I mean, fucking Sodomite might become straight because everything has intensified. But the point of the scriptures constantly points this place out because this is the climax of the prophecy. Let's go back to 2nd Ezra 4, because after this, the good will come. 2nd Ezra chapter 4 in verse 28, it reads, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. So it shows you that this place was planted, but the fate of it is that it's going to be uprooted. America's not left out the Bible. It constantly being talked about in the scriptures. And it might say Babylon, might say Egypt, Edom, but it all goes back to this place. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. And if you have a feel for prophecy, that's the same as saying after the statue, once the Lord smite the toes, then when that next kingdom is going to be set up, and that's going to never be destroyed. But this one has to be destroyed first. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it. That follows. That once again put this devil on the scene as well, because this is associated with the end. After this, then the good can come. I see. I think that's in, because it talks about how we're going to be delivered from Babylon. And that's not going into ancient, but that's going into now America. I think it's Micah. Let me see. God. The book of Micah, chapter 4 and verse 10, it reads, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field. And that's pretty much our history. Pretty much defending the Lord, constantly going to captivity. But this time right here, the Lord scattered us. We was cast forth out of our land. And it said we're going to went out of the city, our land, and went into the field, which is the world. It says, And thou shalt go even to Babylon. And that show you that's really the last stop. Because of those series of captivities, Babylon was in the midst. You had the Syrian Babylonian going back to that statue. And after that, you Medo-Persian and the Greeks and Romans. And now you got today, you know, EU and NATO, the armies of nations. So they say they ain't talking about that ancient Babylonian Empire because that wasn't the last stop. It says, there shalt thou be delivered. See? Because ultimately it wasn't delivered back then. It was we just transferred under the from the Babylonians to those Medes. Once Darius took over, you know, the Medo-Persian Empire, it was their turn. But it said, there shall thou be delivered. So that's when that good is gonna come. It said, there the Lord Yahweh Shema shall redeem thee from the hand of thy enemies. So the Lord can come and step in on our behalf. Man. I gotta be talking about this moment that we're in now. This place, Babylon, the Great America. The technology is on display, the wickedness that's here. Our time is just, you know, speeding up. All the indicators show you that this is this place in that moment. Because even the scriptures talk about that appointed time in Habakkuk, and at the end it shall speak. And when you go into that word appointed, one of the definitions, it says appointed time as well as an appointed place. So the Lord, this is the venue the Lord have chosen, and this is the scene, in that final scene, man. You know? As a matter of fact, it was another. Oh yeah. Isaiah the 14th chapter. Just going back to that point of once this place is uprooted, the good can come. We'll actually be free. In a sense, we'll be those that yoke will be broken. You will never have. You know what I mean? You see how you're bound by. At least remember your last four of your social. That's captivity, man. This is Isaiah 14. And I to get to the point, I started verse 24. It reads, the Lord of hosts have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand. And what's the purpose of the Lord? His intended purpose is for this place to be destroyed. America, Babylon the Great. And it's not like it's random. See, it's going to be a very profitable thing, this place being violently overturned. That's going to be the real Green Day, you know, recycling, you know, what they call it, Earth Day. That's going to be the things going, it's going to be in recovery mode. Then it's going to, you know, it's starting to be rehabilitated once this man is violently uprooted out of the earth. As well as, you know, this captivity, the continual stroke of oppression. You're going to be able to breathe fresh out. You know, both figuratively and literally. Because now it's only a figurative saying. Show you how fucked up over time that we're in. It says, that I shall break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden from off their shoulders. See? So the destruction, this place America, that see, we need that so that good can come. So that yoke can be broken. the end of bills, and make sure you got your license. All these things that contribute to our oppression. But this is the intents and purpose of the Lord. The Lord's gonna uproot this place, man. You know, Yahweh Shai is about to uproot this place, and that, then that's when the good comes. That's when we can breathe. And just going back to the point is that the scriptures thoroughly goes through the fate of America. It goes into the build up when you read Daniel 7, the little horn, but then it really touches on the fate of it. The end of it is going to be violently overthrown, and the results, the yoke will be broken. So yeah, I just hope this will edify. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach the word in all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.